Okay, so this is 2.7, 11, and 12. And what, if you watch the video from earlier, it was a really hard video, but it was, here's our equation. They gave it, we figured it out that it was 7 times 16 to the t, or 7 times 2 to the 4t, whichever one you want to use. This one looks less intimidating to me, so I'm probably going to use this one because this is the one that made sense to me. So I'm going to bring that equation over here. So that's, what is it? Just y? Yeah, we'll just use f of t, I guess. Okay, so it says f of t is equal to 7 times 2 to the 4t, right? And that to the is the, what am I saying? It's your function. Oh, it's kind of slow. Hold on. It'll catch up to us. So now they want us to write a log equation that would help us find the time t where there's 700 bacteria. So then you ask yourself, does the 700 go here, or does the 700 go under t? Well, if you remember from the context earlier, this was the number of bacteria after t hours. Okay, after t hours. So that means I'm going to plug in this whole equation. So it says 700 equals to 7 times 2 to the 4t. And here we're trying to solve for t. Here we're trying to solve for t. So how would you solve for t? What would be the first thing that you would do? Yeah, you'd use SADMAP. So I'm going to use SADMAP. And then on the t side, is there any subtraction or addition? And you're like, no, there's no subtraction or addition. And then I say, okay, well, is there division or multiplication? You see any division or multiplication? And you're like, yeah. So then I would just divide by 7 on each side, right? So then what I have left is 2 to the 4t is equal to 100. And those divide out really nice, right? And then now you're here in exponents and parentheses, and you should know how to get rid of this, right? You should know how to get rid of this. So then I would take the log base 2 of both sides, and I'm just going to squeeze them in there because I can, right? Right. And then I get, okay, so these two undo. Log base 2 of 2 undoes. So I'm just left with that 4t equals to log base 2 of 100. Now, some people get bothered that I don't hit the calculator right here. I don't like hitting the calculator, especially because I'm, for the most part, for those of you who are doing math at this level, you want to use your calculator as the last step, not as like, doing it every single step. So then last but not least, I would just divide by 4. And when I divide by 4 here, I'm left with t is equal to log base 2 of, oops, I was going to put 400, 100 divided by 4. Okay. And so that's what t is equal to. So I'm going to can I copy this? Am I allowed to copy? See that? Can I copy this and put it here? Oh, I can look. So this is my answer right here. But then I also want an approximate. So I'm going to go into my calculator and plug this in. Now, when I plug into my calculator, that's why I use the little curly signs. And as I pull my friend over here, Desmos, up, I'm going to plug in this thing, and you should know how to go log base 2. And then I remember one of your classmates showed me the shortcut, but I'm just going to show it here. 2. So log base 2 of 100, and then I'm going to hit divided by, and then is that the way I want it to look? And I'm like, yeah, that's the way I want it to look. Now, if it had just gone under the 100, that's not the way I want. See how the 4 is under the whole log? So that's what I'm going to do here. And then that's my answer, 1.67 hours. Oh, they didn't even ask me to do that. Oh, that's the next part. Okay, good. So this goes here. And then, oops. Okay, let me do this again. This, I'm going to copy and put it here. And then I'm going to bring up my calculator again. And so it's about 1.66 hours. Okay, so I'm going to write that out as 1.66 hours. Ms. Shelton, how did you know it was hours, not seconds or whatever? Well, initially when they gave us this context, see, it says it right there too, T hours. T is in hours. Make a table and a graph that'll be in T hours. So this whole time, my T has been in hours. So here's how you did it. So as long as you had that equation, you just plugged in. The big question that was like the key understanding here is, where does the 700 go? Does it go in here for bacteria or here for time? Right? Good.